Greetings Evelies, hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to an Emmymade how-to. Today I'll be doing this little kit that I found at Target, and it's Day of the Dead Sugar Baking Kit. So this contains pretty much everything you need to make these fun Day of the Dead skulls. So for those of you that don't know Day of the Dead is a Mexican holiday that's celebrated on October 31st and the first few days of November, and it's to commemorate and remember the dead. You certainly don't need this kit. All you need is a skull cookie cutter, a simple sugar cookie recipe, and a recipe for royal icing, and of course, you know, food coloring. So, alright, I'll take you in the kitchen and show you what I did. Okay, so begin with mixing your wet ingredients, your butter, your egg, and your water.
Very good.
Smell good?
Yeah. That's ingredients.
That's what?
That's ingredients.
That's ingredients, that's right. As you can see here, we didn't mix it up all that well, but the dough turned out fine. Next, you're just going to dump in your cookie dough mix and just mix everything till it's well combined and forms a dough. Divide the dough in half so it's a little bit easier to work with. And then roll out the dough between two pieces of plastic wrap until it's 3/16 of an inch thick. And then have your little helper help you cut out the skull shapes and place on a parchment-lined baking sheet and bake at 375 for 12 to 15 minutes until golden on the edges. When the cookies are completely cooled, you can coat them with royal icing. So dump the contents of the icing packet into a bowl and add 1 tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons of water and mix well. Use a butter knife and smear some of the icing onto the cookies and allow them to completely dry before decorating. Now comes the fun part. Just dab a little bit of water onto the palette and moisten the paints and go ahead and paint your face in. Once the paint is dry, you can go ahead and add embellishments and details with the black icing.
These are cookies. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum.
Here are the finished cookies, and I think they turned out great. So I used a lot more black icing than what's shown in the box here. So I only had enough to decorate 5 cookies. I had an edible marker, so I just used that to do some of the outlining because I ran out of black icing. I actually think you have a lot more control using the marker than the icing. Itadakimasu. Not a bad sugar cookie in terms of texture, but I'm not a big fan of the flavor. It tastes really artificial, sort of like a funfetti cake, but in a bad kind of way. It tastes really, really artificial. I'm not sure if it's the icing flavor or the cookie flavor that tastes artificial, but the flavor's not very good. So I imagine if you make these homemade, they'll taste a lot better. But anyway, still a lot of fun to make. So that's it. Thanks you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you in my next video. Toodaloo, take care, bye. I believe was this created during wartime so that the chocolate wouldn't melt in soldiers' hands, so they candy coated it? That's the story that I thought.